This isn't just a story about military action. Not really. This is about something much bigger. An event that didn't just damage a few buildings, it cracked a global symbol. This is our explainer on the shattered skyline.
And this quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. For decades, some places just felt, well, immune to conflict, right? This event absolutely shattered that illusion. We're going to dive into how a war crossed an invisible line and landed right in a city that had built its entire brand, its entire identity, on the promise of safety. So, first things first, let's really get a handle on the symbol itself. How in the world did Dubai create this myth of being untouchable in the first place? I mean, just think about it for a second. You think of other global hubs. New York is politically charged. Paris has security alerts. London can feel a little edgy. But Dubai? Dubai carefully, deliberately cultivated this perception of being infinitely safe. It was a stable, predictable hub, no matter what was happening in the region around it. It wasn't just another city. It was sold as a sanctuary. And because of that, Dubai became so much more than a place on a map. It became a brand, an idea, almost the physical manifestation of success. You know that phrase, when I make it, I'll go to Dubai? That wasn't just about a vacation. It was about signifying that you'd arrived. It was the global benchmark for stability, the one place where you knew business would always feel secure.
All right, so now, let's get to the moment that perfect image got pierced. The moment when that regional conflict everyone thought was over there arrived in the city of the future.
So it all happened really fast. Iran launches this huge aerial assault. Now, crucially, the UAE's defense systems worked incredibly well. They intercepted most of the threats high over the city. But that wasn't the end of the story. The falling debris caused absolute chaos on the ground. We're talking fires, damage, and injuries. And the immediate result? A total shutdown of Dubai's airspace, which, as you know, is one of the most critical travel hubs on the planet.
And this is so important to understand. The damage wasn't to some remote military base out in the desert. Debris was raining down near the international airport, near the iconic Burj Al Arab Hotel, and on parts of the Palm Jumeirah. These are the absolute centers of global tourism and business. The attack, even by proxy, struck the very heart of civilian life.
Okay, so we've seen what happened, but now we've got to talk about why it matters so much. Let's dig into the psychological fallout, the kind of damage that can't be fixed with construction crews.
So you might be thinking, wait a minute, countries intercept missiles all the time. What's the big deal? But this was different. Psychologically, this felt like an earthquake. So, what unspoken rule was actually broken here?
Well, it all comes down to this idea of a psychological firewall. For decades, we've all kind of mentally separated the world into war zones and safe zones. You saw conflict on the news in Baghdad, not in Dubai. You felt tension in Basra, but not anywhere near the Burj Khalifa. This invisible barrier is what allowed global life, business, and travel to just carry on, even with all these conflicts simmering nearby.
And with this event, that firewall was breached. That clear, comforting line that separated there from here has basically been erased. The war is no longer contained somewhere else. It has arrived in the global crossroads.
This analogy is probably the best way to understand the shift. Think back to 2008. Before the crash, there was this widespread belief that the U.S. housing market was fundamentally, unshakably safe. The crash didn't just lose people money, it shattered a core assumption about economic safety itself. Well, today's Skyline attack does the exact same thing, but for geographic safety. It shatters that core belief that certain global cities are just immune to physical conflict. It completely reshapes our entire map of what we consider risk.
And just think about the human impact of that. For tourists, for business travelers, for the thousands of expats living there, the war was always something that was happening over there. And then, suddenly they're hearing explosions over their own homes. The conflict became immediate, it became personal. That comfortable emotional distance we all rely on, it vanished in an instant.
So what does this all mean for the rest of the world? This isn't just a regional story, not by a long shot. It really signals a new global reality, the end of truly safe zones.
You see, the ripple effects are immediate, and they're very real. Global markets, which absolutely hate uncertainty, now have to price in this new risk. The entire tourism industry has to recalibrate its maps. I mean, if Dubai isn't a guaranteed safe bet anymore, where is? You can bet insurance costs for shipping and doing business in the Gulf are going to skyrocket. And that foundational story of real estate in places like this, that you're buying into a risk-free bubble, well, that narrative starts to crumble.
When you really boil it down, the deepest damage here wasn't to a building.
It was an attack on our collective imagination, an attack on the idea that we could build these incredible hubs of commerce and culture that were somehow magically immune to the world's conflicts.
And that's exactly how we have to understand this. The headlines will give you the facts. Missiles were intercepted, flights were disrupted, there was some minor damage, but the real story, the one that's going to echo for years, is that a war has crossed a symbolic and psychological skyline, and things will never be quite the same. And that leaves us all with a final, pretty unsettling thought. Dubai's entire global brand was built on being the ultimate safe space. So if that skyline is no longer safe, it forces us to ask a much bigger, much more personal question. In our modern interconnected world, is anywhere,